Good evening. I'm so happy to see everybody tonight. So I thought tonight we would work on a little bit of piriformis, a little bit of IT, and a little bit of psoas. We're going to open up that low back area and all the connectors into the hips. And so it will be a good idea. We're actually going to center on our backs tonight. We're going to do everything at first on our backs. And if the angels change my mind at all, we'll stay on our backs. We'll see what happens. So let's find our way onto our backs with our knees bent, feet flat on the earth. The feet are about hip distance apart. And we're just letting the back melt into Mama Earth. The shoulder blades are moving down towards the feet. And let's just relax the arms out to the sides, palms up, as if we're in a Shavasana. Now, if it feels better to have the thighs together and the feet a little further apart, that's fine. And if it feels good to you to extend your legs into Shavasana, feel free. Centering used to be done traditionally in Shavasana rather than seated. So as we feel every muscle of the spine melting into Mama Earth, we notice that support. It's almost like a rebound energetically from Mama Earth, and she just holds us gently. So notice all the body parts, all the spaces on the body, making contact with Mama Earth. And just feel her support, almost like a big hug going into your back body. And then take a moment to notice your breath. Hello, breath. And then with your next inhale, notice the breath going all the way down, 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 deep into the belly. And then notice with the exhale how the belly softens inward. And this breath will all be through the nose. And just notice on your next inhale, the belly softly expand. Feel it fill with the breath. And when you're ready to exhale, notice it soften. One more time, noticing the belly expand on your inhale. And notice it soften on your exhale. And then just let the breath go and just pause in the silence for a few moments. Isn't that a lovely way to open in Shavasana? We have to do that more often. So take a moment to bend the knees, place the feet flat on the earth if they're not already there. And all we're going to do is pick up that right ankle, cross it over the left knee. We're creating the number 4 shape. So we're allowing the thigh to gently move away from the torso. And we just pause right here for a few moments, just noticing sensations. Hands are anywhere comfortable. It might be on belly. Now, often in this shape, we bring the legs in. And we're just pausing here for a while longer because there's a sweet, gentle opening that happens in this more neutral shape. And we're just allowing for that awareness deep in that low back. And you may even notice about now a really nice little opening, and that the thigh, perhaps on its own, is starting to drop away from you just a hair more. So often in our shapes, we can get carried away with trying to create a large shape or go to our edge or go to where we feel something so big that we oftentimes miss the very subtle but very deep openings in the opening shape. So just pause right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. Absolutely no rush. When you've completed your breath, simply uncross the legs, pause with knees bent, feet flat for a moment. And then, if it feels good for the body, feel free to just relax in a Shavasana shape for just a few moments and really observe the differences. What did we do? Nothing. What happened? Wow. A little bit of everything. Then we're slowly and gently going to bend the knees, place the feet once again on the earth, and we're merely going to do the opposite side. So we're going to cross that left ankle over that right thigh. The thigh's tracking away from the body. We don't need to push it or make anything happen. It's just the idea of it's heading that direction. The hands are comfortable. And then we just wait. And deep in the low back, there's this very subtle, and into the buttocks, this very subtle, soft awareness and opening that will begin. You might notice something in the inner groin. You might notice something on either side in the outer hips. And you may notice something happening more on the side where the foot is on the floor rather than what is seemingly the more active leg. If that's your body, that's all great. And we just pause right here for 3 more long, full, deep, Absolutely gorgeous breaths. No rush, slowly and gently. Uncrossing the legs. You can keep the knees bent, feet flat, or thighs together, feet mat distance, or if you'd like, just rest for a few breaths in Shavasana. Over 30 years ago, when I began practicing yoga, all I remember about the first class was that we laid down a lot in between each posture. I now know it was Shavasana, but at the time, that's what I recall. I felt really amazing, and we laid down a lot. Let's slowly and gently, once again, bend the knees, place the feet flat on the earth. Let's glide that right thigh in towards the chest. And then it's a little more protective of the knees to interlace the fingers behind the thigh rather than over the calf. And we just soften the arms down, allowing the backs of the arms to come towards the floor. And that's what brings the thigh in towards chest and our knee to chest. And then it will probably feel delicious to allow that left leg to lengthen towards Mama Earth. It's okay if it's got a little bend in it. It doesn't lay flat. It does lay flat. Fabulous. And we relax that left foot, the foot of the long leg. And we relax the foot on the foot that's gliding in towards the chest. Just a little bit of squeezing the fingers towards one another. That will soften the shoulders. It's very subtle. Now, this next part is optional. You're welcome to stay right here. If it's easeful, bring the right hand inside the right leg. You may have to lift up at first and take the peace fingers, put them between big toe and second toe, and place the thumb on top of the big toe. And then the foot glides towards the sky. Now, it's fine to have a big bend in the leg because for most of us, our arms and legs are not the same length. So it's pretty tough to get that leg straight. That's not the goal. Good. This opposite leg that's long on the earth, the knee may have come up a little bit. If it's still comfortable, just let it be. Great. There's a beautiful opening in front body on this left side, the one with the long leg. Really feel how that leg is lengthening out of the hip just through gravity. And this leg that's up in the sky, fluids are draining out. We're in an inversion anytime we have our body parts above the heart. We're inverting in this sense. There's 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths right here. Now, slowly and gently, we're going to take this long leg. We're going to glide it towards the left, just a few inches, towards the lower half of the mat, the lower left-hand corner. Then we're going to hold on to the back of this right thigh and we're going to let the toe go with the other hand. Now, going exquisitely slowly, as this right leg is releasing, it's going to join the left. It's going to be on top with our ankles crossed. Yes, so that right leg releases, it joins left, the ankles are crossed, so both legs are long. And we're feeling a little opening in that outer hip and in the side body, in the ribs on the right side. Let's take that right arm and let's bring it up overhead, relaxed on the earth. You can have a soft elbow here. And you'll start to notice this whole beautiful opening all along right side. Let's take our left arm and let's bring it out directly from the left shoulder, palm up. And we'll just soften right here. If the head would like to roll to either direction, that's perfectly fine. Doing a variation of our banana here. Again, a more subtle shape, getting deeply into all the areas. Yep. The angels told us we would actually play with tonight. Let's just enjoy the breath for a few moments in the silence. Just pausing right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. No rush. When you've completed your third breath, just bring that left hand onto the belly. Glide the right arm down, placing the hand on the belly. Uncross the right ankle and just bring that leg straight down from the hip. And then we had moved that left leg over to the left, so we glide that back in line with the hip. And we just pause right here for just a few breaths, noticing the changes. Let's once again bend the knees, placing the feet flat on the earth. We'll do that whole series now on the left-hand side. So first, we just glide that left leg in. We interlace the fingers around the thigh. We soften the shoulders. We soften the backs of the arms. And there's no need to yank and pull hard. Just let the weight of the arms bring the thigh in. Good. And then absolutely no rush. When and if you choose, you can start to elongate that opposite leg towards Mama Earth. And again, there may be a micro bend. That's perfectly fine. This knee to chest. It's a beautiful posture if you can't sleep. Just lay in bed and do it for a few minutes each side. It helps to alleviate insomnia. It's also an incredible shape to squish the ascending and descending colon. Keep our digestion really active. Now we're going to continue to hold on to the back of the thigh with that left hand. We're going to release the right hand. We're going to bring it inside the knee, and we're going to find our big toe with our peace fingers, and then the thumb goes on top of the big toe, and then the foot starts to track towards the sky. Again, it's okay if there's a bend in the knee. The shoulder stays in the socket. So you bend the knee as much as you need to so that shoulder's not yanked out. And the opposite hand is in a comfortable position. It might be out to the side, it might be on your belly, it might be even on the opposite thigh, just wherever it's comfortable. Good. Everybody looks great. Three more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths right here. Absolutely no rush. When you've completed the third breath, we're going to take that right leg. We're going to slide the heel over toward the lower right hand corner of the mat. So a few inches over. We're going to hold onto the back of the left thigh with that right hand. We're going to release the big toes and we're going to glide that leg. Take your time. The left ankle will cross the right ankle. The legs are long. And we're going to take this left arm and we bring it up overhead in a comfortable position for the shoulder, maybe a bend in the elbow. And then we're going to take the right arm, palm up, directly out from the shoulder onto Mama Earth. Good. If the head would like to roll, allow for that. We just breathe here. There's a standing posture called olive tree. And this is actually a variation of that standing posture. So you may notice, because it's a variation of a tree posture, an olive tree, you may notice that you're feeling very grounded in the sole of that left foot. That would energetically be very true and real if you're noticing that. Enjoying for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. When you've completed your third breath, that right arm, just bring that in and place the hand on the belly. Glide the left arm down, placing the hand on the belly. Gently pick up the left leg and it lines up with the hip long on the earth. Glide the right leg back in a few inches so that both legs are lined up with the hip bones. And just pause here for a few moments, noticing the space that we're creating in this beautiful back body. Beautiful. Let's soften the knees, place the feet flat on the earth. Let's do a variation of half butterfly and half happy baby. So let's start off and let's bring that right thigh in towards the chest, just like we did earlier, interlacing those fingers behind the thigh. Then this left leg, the foot is on the earth. All we're going to do is outer rotate it. So we roll to the outer edge of the left foot and we allow the thigh to roll out away from the torso. It's immaterial. We're not trying to hit the earth or anything. We just roll to the outer edge of the foot and the leg kind of hangs in space for most of us. Now, this may be your shape. You may stay here the whole time and this is juicy and ideally feels amazing. For some of you, this right leg, it's very easy to bring the sole of the foot towards the earth and to reach up and hold the outer edge of the foot, right hand, right foot, so that you're in literally a half happy baby with an outer rotation, a half butterfly on that left side. So if this feels good, great. You don't have to do this. If this starts to feel uncomfortable on the shoulder because you're pulling the arm out of the socket, then please just return to the hand behind the thigh. This opposite hand, this left hand, might feel great just releasing out to the side, palm up. Just gives a little more balance to the shape. Good. If there's any strain in the knee, If it's in the right leg that we're holding the foot of, then you'd move your hand to the back of the thigh. If there's any strain at all in the knee that's in the open position, in the half butterfly position, adjusting the foot a little further away from you can sometimes take care of that, or more inward. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths right here. Beautiful. Now to come out, we're going to take this left hand, we're going to bring it to the back of that left thigh, right thigh. We're going to release that right foot so that we have that leg in knee to chest. Then we take the left hand outside the left thigh and we push that half butterfly leg back to neutral. Then we can glide that right foot onto the earth. Just pause for a moment. And then check in with what you need. For some people, lengthening the legs on the earth. For some people, windshield wipering is what feels good. So whatever that may be, just allow that for a few moments. Good. Oh, feel all these openings in the hips, the low back. Now let's glide that left thigh in. We'll interlace the fingers behind the thigh. This right leg now goes to an outer rotation, so we roll to the outer edge of that foot. You can also bring the heel a little closer to the left buttocks if that feels good. It's optional. And then only if it feels good and you choose will you reach up with that left hand and hold the outer edge of the foot. And again, the shoulder goes in the socket. So if the shoulder's being yanked out of the socket and you're getting a jerking in the right side of your neck, you'll go back to holding the thigh. Should be easeful. Good. It's starting to look like we're doing an entire class in a reclining position. Almost every shape that we create in a seated position, there's a variation of it that we can do in a reclining position. Softening right here for 3 more long, full, deep. Absolutely. Gorgeous breaths. So we come out in exactly the reverse order that we came in. So first we take that right hand, we're holding on to the back of that left thigh. Then we can release the foot. We hold on to the back of the thigh with that left hand. We bring that right hand outside the outer rotated leg and we push that half butterfly leg back up to neutral. Then we glide this other leg down, taking all the time in the world to slowly and gently give yourself what you need, which might be windshield wipering, it might be long legs, might be a combination of both. Good. Now just turn your head and watch me for a few moments. This next little sequence together, I've not taught you before. And so in a moment, I'm going to have you come to the number 4 like we did. Then I'll have you come into the twist where we bring the side of the outer leg to the earth, the sole of that number 4 shape, foot is on the earth, and the knee tracks to the sky. This we've done before. This next part is new. So then what I'll have you do is start to slide the legs back towards neutral, but allow this top knee to end up on the opposite foot so that when we move the legs, we are in somewhat of a square posture with the legs, but we're reclining. So this is another way into, and remember, square is fire logs, uh, ankles and knees stacked on top of one another. And you'll see my legs up in the air. It may not make it the whole way flat. That's perfectly fine. So that's where we're going to head next. All right. So let's find ourselves on our backs, knees bent, feet flat. Let's pick up that right ankle. Let's cross it over that left knee for the number 4 shape. Let's allow our arms to relax out to the sides in a really comfortable position for the shoulders. And then keeping the shape intact, we roll on the outer edge of that left foot and we roll the legs in this shape over to the left. So then that right foot is on the earth and the knee is tracking up to the sky. We just breathe here for a few moments. Just enjoying this very open, yummy twist. The head can roll towards the right if that feels good. Now, this next move, we move slowly. It can be very intense. So resist that urge to pick the legs up and bring them back the way we came in. We're going to take this top leg, this left leg, we're going to allow it to start to track away from us at the same time that this left leg is coming back towards center. And we find ourselves with the torso now straight. We're reclining, and it's as if the legs are stacked in our square posture. This is quite intense. You may notice some trembling in the legs, no knee pain. And this bottom foot, this right leg is still in its outer rotation. So that right foot is towards the left underneath that right knee. Beautiful. This one we usually get some trembling pretty quickly in, so we don't usually hold this one for 5 minutes. We just hold it for about a minute to 2 minutes. We're almost there. And to dismount, all we do is we start to glide the left leg long on the earth, then the right leg long on the earth. We bring the arms by our sides and we pause right here for a few breaths. Just enjoying all the space in our bodies and knowing that that space in our bodies is reflecting the space in our minds and our hearts. So we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So we soften the knees, place the feet flat on the earth. We pick up that left ankle. We cross it over the right top of thigh for our number 4 shape. And we just pause here for a few moments. Then we release the arms out to the sides in a T formation if that feels good, palms up. And then keeping this number 4 shape intact, we roll the torso, the lower body, towards that right side. So the whole right outer leg is on the earth, the sole of the left foot is on the earth, and the knee is tracking up towards the sky. Beautiful. Head can roll towards the left if that feels good. Now we start to allow this right hip to start to come back towards center, and it kind of drags the left foot across, and then the thigh starts to release towards the earth so that we are in this reclining fire logs, reclining double pigeon, reclining square posture. And again, our legs may be quite high up in the air. That's okay. We just breathe here for a few moments. Taking all the time in the world, slowly releasing the right leg long on the earth, sliding the left leg long on the earth, gliding your arms by your sides and pausing for a few moments. So one of the most juicy shapes for opening up psoas is bridge with a block or bridge with a bolster, bridge with a book under your hips, bridge with a rolled up beach towel under your hips. So we're going to grab our prop. We're going to press our feet into the earth. The knees are bent, the feet are flat, and we just place our prop right at the sacrum. The shoulders are soft, the arms relax by the sides. And then we just breathe right here, just enjoying. The head is now below the heart. So we're really getting a true inversion here. So we had the fluids drape out of our legs through our feet being in the air for part of the shapes. Now we're boosting our immune systems. We're giving our hearts a little rest. And we're increasing nutrition to the brain. So just enjoy this. Now, only if it calls to you and only if it does not tighten your low back. If you're called to allow your legs to lengthen long away from you, and that feels delicious, feel free to do so. Good. If there's any low back discomfort, soften the knees, place the feet once again flat on the earth. Slowly and gently, if the legs are elongated, bending the knees, placing the feet flat on the earth, just pausing. Then everyone gently press the feet into the earth, lift the hips up, slide your prop out. And then taking all the time in the world, just bring those thighs in gently towards the chest. It might feel good to slightly rock side to side. It might feel good just to stay still. Just give yourself a little final settling for the back before Shavasana. Absolutely no rush. When you are ready, placing the feet flat on the earth, bringing your arms by your sides, palms up, slowly and gently lengthening your legs onto Mama Earth for Shavasana. There is absolutely nothing left for you to do but to just let go. Excuse me. Ever so slowly and gently, feel yourselves returning to the body and starting with very small moves, gently wiggling the fingers and toes, slowly rolling the head one way and slowly and gently rolling it the other. And when you are ready, reaching arms overhead, stretching fingers to toes, and a good evening stretch. Taking all the time in the world to bring your thighs in towards your chest and just give those thighs a sweet, gentle hug. Absolutely no rush. When you are ready, rolling onto your right side in a fetal position, just pausing there. And slowly and gently making your way to any comfortable seated position. And we'll bring the palms together at heart center. It is always my sincere honor and an absolute pleasure to share this practice with each and every one of you. May you have a magnificent rest of the day. Namaste.